At the time I started writing the script, I'm only a couple days away from going back to college, and this thought always pops up in my head every so often, and probably to everyone else who's around my age group, which is I'm terrified of growing up. During my senior year in high school and freshman year in college, it really hit me hard, realizing all the pressure and expectations from all the people around me, but also society, and just putting it right on my shoulders, which is kind of the big reason why I haven't uploaded a new video in a while. I find myself not wanting to do anything, and the only thing on my mind is the responsibilities I would have to take on in the future, just repeating over and over again. From how to do taxes, getting a job, buying a house, paying bills, and all sorts of other things when you're on your own. And then there was one anime that was just so relatable, showing a lot of the same problems I'm worried about in the future, but then the show actually helped me cope with everything, and helped me relax. The series I'm talking about is March Comes In Like a Lion. Like I said earlier, during my freshman year in college, it was super stressful, and I couldn't handle it a couple times. I was adapting to a new environment, trying to handle the amount of homework, projects, and exams going on, that it just felt like too much on one plate. But thankfully, the second season of March Comes In Like a Lion started airing in such a perfect time for me. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what March Comes In Like a Lion is, it's a story revolving around the life of Kiriyama Rei, and we later on get to learn that he lost his family at a really young age, making him cling on to the only thing that he was good at in order to, quote, survive. And that was shogi. Now he's a professional shogi player only at the age of 17. But because he was so fixated on the future, he had to grow up so quickly and completely losing his childhood. Seeing him go through the enormous amounts of pressure of figuring out if he earned enough money from his shogi matches, to dealing with high school, and his struggles to maintain himself physically and mentally, of understanding his own complex emotions. This resonated with me so much. Seeing a character dealing with mentality problems just felt so reassuring, telling me that I'm not the only one going through the same problems. I mean, never in my life have I felt so connected to a character in anime. There were many times where I was rewatching the first season and just started tearing up at moments that weren't really that sad, but I just felt like I was Rei, experiencing the same emotions he was going through in that moment. We saw Rei in such a deep depression throughout the first season. Just right off the bat, in the first episode, we see Rei living in such an empty apartment and living a repetitive routine of waking up, buy the same 2 drinks, play a shogi match, go home, eat a couple noodles, practice shogi, then sleep and repeat. And this was exactly like my freshman year in college. I was living such a mundane routine, and I didn't know how to incorporate relaxation and having fun into a good balance. It made me feel like an empty shell of a person that was just fulfilling out in order to move on in life. This mentality put me in a really bad place in my life, where if anything went wrong, no matter how insignificant it was, I would have an explosion of emotions of rage and sadness. This affected my grades in college, putting me deeper than a hole of depression, and changed my eating habits of only eating 1 meal a day. That was one of my lowest periods in life, and I hope it doesn't repeat itself again. But that's exactly what I'm afraid of. What if after I finish college and get a job, I go back to that same mentality and routine? So I thought to myself, is this it? Is my life gonna turn out the same as Rei's in the future? But then, like angels coming down from the heavens, Rei met the Kawamoto sisters. They gave Rei the much needed breaks from his everyday life. From having dinner at their place, letting him sleep over, and just giving him the warmth and comfort of a family he's been longing for. They inspired and changed Rei for the better, making him more of a caring person and getting much more involved with the lives of all the people around him. In Season 2, during the bullying arc, Rei went out of his way to try to help Hina as much as possible, from getting advice from his former homeroom teacher, to trying to earn as much money as possible to help pay for anything they might need. And the most impactful thing he did was in episode 9. He went all the way to Kyoto to find Hina during a school field trip to comfort her, make sure she's okay, and to show her he really cares about her. If this was Season 1, there was no chance Rei would do something like this. And that just shows how important the Kawamoto sisters are to him. Even Rei said himself that they were his lifesavers, and that's kinda what the show is to me. It's my own Kawamoto sisters that I can always come back to whenever I'm feeling down. So I may still be afraid of growing up, but I know I'm gonna have a fun journey to becoming an adult. Thank you so much guys for watching to the end of the video. Now this video is a little bit different from what I usually do. This is a lot more serious because I wanted to give respect to what I was going through from a year ago, and also give respect to one of my favorite animes of all time, and hopefully I persuaded some of you to watch this show now. But anyway guys, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you all in the next video.